to basic services by banks, insurance companies. So unlike just going and talking to dumb Lexia online, you'll be talking to a virtual avatar. And it says, and the avatar will say, Mike, how can I help you? And you say, look, I'm looking for your current competitive home loan rates. And they'll say, well, we've got this or we've got that. And you actually will be interacting live with these avatars. And that's the sort of services that customers expect. They don't want to talk to dummy online chat sites talking to a chat box. They want to actually engage with other people just like humans do. And of course, the benefit of using Avatar is that you can talk to the person 24/7, which you can't do if you've got a real person, because the cost of having such a troop of people in the organization. So this will also be boosted by Payment Service Derivative 2, which has been established in Europe, and Open Banking, which calls for simplification around the entire process on payments and authentication, and it needs to be smoother and faster. So if the banks are going to use the traditional process where you fill a form to work out who you are, etc., and it's before they can actually consider any service for you, well, those days are gone, because if they pursue that, they'll be left behind. There's a changing demand that's forcing commercial financial institutions to focus heavily on the customer journey. There's a huge momentum building in commercial financial institutions to change and create seamless journeys for their end customers. Moving to the next slide. So what does that mean in terms of the areas they need to transform to succeed in the future? Well, as I said earlier, if they continue to bring out truckloads of their product and services, ignoring what their customers need at any given time, then they will be lost. So financial institutions must shift from being a product-led siloed to experiential and agile. They'll need to curate experiences, product services to customer mindset and needs as touch points become more fluid, varied, and responsive. I don't know many of you have seen that movie from Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was a 1990s series called The Total Recall, where he goes on a digital holiday. So they're the sort of things we're now looking at in 2025, where the financial service provider will say, Mike, you haven't had a break for a while. Why don't we arrange a holiday? We have competitive access to them, and you've got excellent financial ratings with us. We can make this at a very competitive rate for you. That's the sort of things that you would be expecting in times to come. And that could touch other parts of your life, not just cars, holiday, but other elements that we normally consume. They'll need to use data in an increasingly innovative ways, tailoring product services to individual in real time. Notice the word real time. Not send out a generic emails saying, can we provide a competitive interest rate or competitive this or that? We're talking about real time. Customers will expect experiences that tune to their moods and behaviors at almost subconscious level. So that's what I mean, is that you might be just innocently browsing something or have been getting some quotes on services to travel or buy a car or whatever it is, and they'll be able to use that information with your permission to offer you services on the spot, and you'll see that in the video clips. So moving on to the next slide, banking and finance sector will require code of conduct to regulate AI decision making, and I'll explain to you why in a second. They'll need a robust governance framework in place to ensure client experience are delivered ethically and securely. Retail and commercial clients will turn to digital interfaces in the interest of 24/7 convenience, speed, and efficiency. Seamless integration of offering where customers will shop for diverse banking products on a single platform. Biometric technology will help to mitigate the vulnerability of financial institutions, businesses, and people to financial crime. So moving to the next slide. So they'll need to assemble adaptive workforce to fuse artificial intelligence and human abilities to transform their large volume of data into predictive insights that helps clients. So if you're seeing that, like I deal with Commonwealth Bank of Australia, and so they could be seeing from my savings account the kind of transaction I'm taking, whether it be paying bills for electricity, whether it be paying bills for car insurance, or whatever it may be. And they can, from that, deduce the services they could potentially provide to at a competitive way to gain additional business. For example, Coles and Woolworths, they're not insurance business, but they're providing other people's wholesale products under their banner, whereas the actual insurance product is managed by the insurance company, but they're obviously getting the commissions for selling the products for them. They'll need to see strategic opportunities from laser technologies such as blockchain that will have transformational impact on the sector. And you'll see that in the video clip. Smart contracts will need to be developed to streamline the commercial lending process, enhancing customer experience and reducing cost and mitigating risk. So we're not talking about giving away your rigor of lending process, but what we're saying here is that you can't expect people to fill in 15-page document before the bank will come back to you in a few days later to say whether they can help you or not. Financial institutions need to modularize and codify the commercial credit policy and credit arrangement. And that point goes hand in hand with the previous point. Otherwise, speed is of the essence if you want to win business, but it doesn't mean you jeopardize your governance and quality control. Consumer banks must pursue multiple platforms and ecosystems through collaboration with external partners and competitors to prepare for a platform-driven world. And that's what I mean by digital of economics. The more you get into it, you'll understand the economic power of platform plays. So if you're just hanging on one platform, then your reach to customers are limited when others are engaging in other platforms. They must make internal process seamless by re-engineering work process, by connecting front, back office. This will provide more effective and efficient customer experience. They'll need to develop organization capability so that data can be used in innovative ways to tailor product and services in real time. So what do we mean by some of the innovative use of data? Well, they'll need to predict consumer behavior and seamless flow into customers' lives by using insight from historical and internal and external data. So, if you are Westpac, you could see, for example, a growth in certain areas of consumer expenditure. And you can then say to me, if that's an area that I haven't considered, it says, Mike, we're seeing considerable investment in this space or considerable interest in foreign holidays. Can we assist you in some way? They must use external geometric economic trends and credit risk data to stay on top of changing risk profiles of individual customers. And they'll need to redesign AI application with traceability so they can drill down into data behind the recommendation. Okay, so moving on to the next slide. Commercial bank also need to pursue multiple platform and ecosystem through increased collaboration with external partners and competitors to prepare for, again, just like the non-commercial banks, platform-driven world. They must also innovate through partnership to speed up onboarding and compliance of new clients by introducing new technologies, including blockchain and biometrics. They'll need to develop in-house relationship clients to assist them to grow their business by placing relationship front and center. There's a line from Jeff Bezos from Amazon that the speed of change that is taking place globally and the new niche that are taking place globally are rapid. And for organization to remain relevant and competitive, you need to continue to remain agile and provide more value-driven products and services for your clients. They'll need to connect data dots by introducing AI to provide superior financial advice services. And some of that we'll see in the video clip. Financial institutions must also scale up their anti-financial crime capabilities by moving data to cloud-based system with the required security. They'll need to augment human and AI seamlessly to manage operational risk, and they must build hybrid teams of AI and people that enable customer service agents to work smarter, not harder, with the help of technologies like conversational AI and speech analytics. To reduce the delay in financial crime detection, they must introduce AI capability to compare historical and current crime data and deliver insight that can be acted on immediately, either through blocking, reporting incidents to authorities, or informing customers. Moving to the next slide. So some of the areas that will help them to optimize trading decision for their customers is that, well, the financial market complexity has increased exponentially due to higher trading volume, evolution of financial instruments, and stringent regulations. That's the context. Investment managers often struggle to account for real-time variables such as market volatility and customer life event changes when optimizing portfolios. And automated responses require the simulation of large number of scenarios and investment option, a difficult task for traditional portfolio optimization model. However, moving on to the next slide, AI with advanced machine learning can help manage that trading complexity. And in terms of improved financial risk management, the financial institutions are constantly consider risk management, effectively hedging, and regulatory compliance. Liquidity management, derivative pricing, and risk measurement require complex calculation. And moving to the next slide, we see that this makes it difficult to manage risks and costs on trades. In the future, even larger sets of stress test scenarios will need to be undertaken to satisfy regulation, directives, and standards. The volume, value, and complexity of financial instruments are only going to increase. AI with advanced ML can help financial institutions build sophisticated models with more variables and deviation that can create better risk profiles. So now, next slide. So this is where we will look at a small video clip, which is the future of banking, and I put a hyperlink in my PowerPoint so you can also see it there. So if you can play that, that'll be good. Thank you.
Banks will be invisible. Banking will be more intertwined in the lives of consumers than ever before. Accessing banking services anytime, anywhere, without the need to queue in a bank. Banking is in the palm of your hand. Traveling smarter with cashless multi-currency exchange, mobile payment, and more through all-in-one e-wallet. Get personalized offers and product promotions in the right place at the right time. Smart banking opens up a new world of possibilities. Faster payment system enables instant interbank transfer and real-time P2P payments. Intelligent chatbots and virtual assistants make banking easier for everyday consumers. Advisory on investments is now an automated process through robo-advisors. The future of cross-border payment will be as convenient as domestic ones, enabling payments to be executed in seconds, sending and receiving funds quickly and securely to anyone, anywhere in the world with full transparency. Powered by swift global payment innovation, businesses will be able to track the status of the cross-border payment instantly, from instructions to destination, end to end. For big data analytics, banks can leverage deeper customer insights to provide predictive recommendations. seize the cross-selling opportunities, and build stronger customer relationships. Taking advantage of the blockchain-based smart contract, customers enjoy full automation of transaction process with just a few clicks. Digital transformation is shaking up the banking industry. With the rise of virtual banking and digital bank, traditional banks who have yet to adapt will be left behind. Capitalizing on the confluence of digital technologies to revolutionize customer experience. Enhance service offerings with open banking APIs. Seamlessly integrating banking services to every aspect of life. As a trusted digital transformation partner, PCCW Solutions bridges evolving consumer needs and dynamic market demands with our innovative technologies and industry expertise. We make the digital world come alive.
So if we can have the PowerPoint back again, please.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so if we move on to the next slide, slide 17. Okay, so what are the key takeaways? The key takeaways are that a range of technologies are driving change how consumers interact and consume their financial product and services. You just saw a glimpse of that in the video. Fintechs as disruptors of industry are using cutting-edge technology and innovation to transform the industry. They're now leading the industry and creating a wide range of new financial product and services with the purpose of making money management easier, more effective. By 2030, according to the Gates Institute's research, 80% of traditional financial institutions, including bank, will cease to exist. Moving to the next slide. Financial institutions must shift from being product-led and siloed to experiential and agile. They'll need to understand customers' needs at a granular level using data analytics. They'll need to pursue multiple platform and ecosystem. They must increase their collaboration with external partners to prepare for a platform-driven world. They must connect the data dots by introducing AI to provide superior financial advisory services. Moving to the next slide. They need to harness AI with advanced machine learning to see significant benefits. This will allow them to effectively analyze, amongst others, large or unstructured data sets. Help them to make sharper insights into these domains could also help financial institutions to make better decisions and improve customer service. There are powerful use cases in capital markets, corporate finance, portfolio management, and encryption-related activities. And finally, the challenge for financial service sector is how they manage the changes needed in the organizational structure, culture, and the investment required for the development of organizational capability. So with that, thank you.
Yes. So thank you. And yes, we are in the Q&A session now. So Mike.
Yep.
Yeah, anyone having any query, anything to ask, just you can unmute yourself and go ahead with the query. We have sufficient time also, and we have Mike also with us. So first of all, thank you, Mike, for your valuable insight and for your presentation.
Yep.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, you can unmute yourself. You can directly go ahead with the query.
What I would say to the group is that financial sector is obviously a core part of business sector that provides business services in each economies. And it's a sort of, what's the word I'm looking at? It's a vital part of any economy. And so if you have that sector lagging behind considerably compared to other markets, other countries' financial sectors in product and services and how they engage with both their commercial and non-commercial customers, well, it only disadvantages your nation when that's the case. So I cannot stress the importance of having a robust and effective financial sector. And if you look at the example in both in Singapore and Hong Kong, two countries that have led by providing general services to globally, and now they have been for some time spending considerable effort to develop their financial service that they provide to their clients, both in their country and, of course, for some of the institutional clients abroad. So the importance for financial sector to get up to date is paramount.
Okay. So anyone having any query, anything to discuss rather? Okay, so there is silence. So I believe there is no query at the moment. So thank you, Mike. Thank you for your
Welcome.
presentation and thank you for your valuable insight. And before we introduce our next speaker, definitely we would like to share a certificate which we provide to all the speakers as a token of thank you from our one-to-one. So it is a certificate of honor for the Mike Khan. So thank you for your valuable insight and thank you for your valuable time. If
Thank
time
you.
permits, definitely you can be with us for the whole session and interact with other speakers too. Mike.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike.